Welcome back to the farm. If you aren't subscribed, push the subscribe button below. So we're on the farm with a lot of cows and horses, and I just woke up in the morning in my barn. But we're going to talk about billionaires, time traveling UFOs, the dollar is pure evil, two jobs with Gen Z, the secret society of lizard people. So we're going super deep on the farm in this show. The rich get richer. Billionaires are getting infinitely richer when the poor is getting poorer and poorer. So if we think about that, these super rich billionaires on these yachts that throw parties, and they just love being rich, driving the Ferraris and Lamborghinis and sipping their $1,000 drinks and eating these $100 dishes. The problem with that is when the thing is the I declare there's billionaires, millionaires, upper rich people, middle class, poor, and then poverty. So everyone's falling into poverty and the poor category and the middle class, let's say in the right side, and on the left side you have these upper rich people, super rich, millionaires, billionaires that have infinite amount of money, yet we're getting poorer. Like, I wouldn't say I'm rich by any imagination. Like, when I'm on the farm right here, I'm raising my cows and chickens. Like, the chicken to lay eggs so I can sell them to local grocery stores, with regulation. But when I'm thinking about when I'm working on the farm, the thing is, I feel alive. I feel living. I'm living life. We're not living life when we're competing against billionaires and millionaires, when we're just trying to live a normal life. Like, I'm just trying to live a normal life. The thing is, I think the system is rigged against us. The 9 to 5 job process is literally rigged against us to fail. So there's a lot of people being paid $15 an hour, $20 an hour, where there's people in just like barely getting by. Like, the minimum wage needs to be like $30 an hour or $25 an hour because we're not getting by. See, the thing is, like, when I'm raising my cattle to be is sold, for food production and all this other stuff that I'm dealing with on the farm, I don't think it's a 9 to 5 job, kinda, because I'm just like managing my farm. If you think about like managing people, I'm managing my farm animals per se. But like when you're working a 9 to 5 job, you're not really managing anything. You're just working a deadbeat job, and your boss may hate you or love you. Maybe your boss hates you and keeps writing you up. Whatever the deal is. I or like if you're a rock in life, you can't shake a rock. You can't break a rock. So if you throw a rock at the wall, if your boss hates you, if he wants to like get you to quit, like silently firing you, which people are doing, which I don't appreciate, because we need to work as a team. It's like a team effort. It's not like one person against everyone. At least what I think. I think that in life that like stuff is like rigged against us a little bit, but like on the 9 to 5 job, where we're not having any fun, we're just miserable. I wouldn't say people hate their lives, but most people do hate their lives when they're working the job, and it's so sad. It's sad because we can get to a point where we appreciate our jobs, appreciate life, but we can't get there, especially when like our employers hate us constantly. So when our employers hate us, it makes it really hard to actually succeed in life. At least what I think. Especially when our boss hates us, keeps writing us up. We're constantly late to work because we just don't give a shit. That's at least what I think. So that's a lot of stuff that impacts me or other people, that it's just ridiculous. It's crazy to have work in an environment where everyone hates each other or talks shit on each other. So it's like a drama fest that never ends. It's like a, it's like drama, drama, drama. But there's no togetherness. There's no love. There's no peace. It's all hatred, and I hate everyone. It's mostly, I wouldn't say social media is causing this, but a little bit of what I think, at least. Time traveling UFOs, possibility of time travel. Now, not just the 9 to 5 jobs are rigged against us, like the system's rigged as billionaires, but I think that these time traveling UFOs are flying over cities. And that's why there's so many sightings of these unidentified flying objects like over cities. People are mistaking them as drones, but I have something on my lip here, I'm trying to get it off. But people don't understand that time travel may be actually real. Just like the people say the Earth is flat, time travel is real because there's advanced, I wouldn't say fighter jets or fighter airplanes, but when you think about an airplane in the future, it may look like a UFO. So when it's time traveling through warp speed and going through portals and stuff like that, we can assume that it's a time traveling UFO. And the possibility of this is, I mean, isn't taken lightly. Like what I think is happening, like on my farm right now, is that like we're being visited by like when I wouldn't say they're planning to make a crop circle on my farm, like through the wheats and stuff like that. But I've seen videos on YouTube about this. I've seen videos where you start seeing UFOs like near your farm or something like that, and then they start taking your cattle, or they make dents in the forest or your crops, where they're trying to send a message to you that they're just a time traveling futuristic person that's visiting us. And you know what, like, why are they visiting my farm? That's like, why is it me? Like, when we think of these situations that are happening to us, why is it us? Why is it not somebody else? The thing is, I think that the dollar may be pure evil. The dollar, the money system, may be just pure evil. The reason when I'm bringing this up, when you look at a dollar, like when I pull up a dollar here, I'm pulling it up right here, and I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what a dollar says. I'm turning it over, and I see a nut, a tis novis ordo sildrum. Hopefully, I'm not saying bad words here. I don't think I am, but on the American dollar, this is what it's saying. So if you reverse these words, it says like world order or something like that, the Great Seal, on the dollar itself. So when we're thinking about the dollar, not just UFOs or time traveling UFOs are possibly visiting my farm and maybe affecting my cattle and stuff like that, like turning them into zombies and stuff like that. I'm not going that far in the saying that my cattle are becoming zombies or having a disease that's causing them in becoming zombies. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that the dollar, the money system, like a dollar bills, $5 bills, $10 bills, $20 bills, $100 bills are becoming evil. That the greed of mankind is evil when you think about it. Because we think about the ancient times, we are working as teams and stuff like that. Money wasn't invented. The thing is, when we invented money, then that's when it started, for say, becoming evil. Or I would say that the greed is getting to us. Now, like a lot of Americans, not just saying the money is evil, but paycheck to paycheck, Americans are living. So Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck, where they can't afford to live. So they can't afford in like normal apartments. Like the thing is, I don't have to worry about that because my farm, my acres and stuff, I bought a long time ago. This was like a long time ago when I bought this entire acre of farmland and farmhouse and stuff like that. It was a long time ago. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of Americans are living. They're not making any money. They are living paycheck to paycheck. They barely can afford their bills. They're about to lose their house, and they can't afford to live. So when you can't afford to live, you look to what's causing this problem. I say the greedy employers. The greedy employers are so full of greed that they are taking it all for themselves. Like they're becoming, like I said, rich billionaires. When we're living paycheck to paycheck, we can barely afford to live. That's what I really think. It's not fair. It's not fair that this is our lives that we're living. It's not something that we can't afford to live. Like, we're just becoming poor. We're becoming poorer and poorer, and the rich are getting richer and richer. but the paycheck situation is the employers aren't paying us enough money. Like we're not getting paid enough money, and it's not fair. It's not fair that we have to go through all this. Like it's not fair that we're in this situation where we can't afford to live, and the wages are stuck at like $15 an hour, and they keep cutting our hours. Our bosses keep cutting our hours because either our boss hates us or we can't afford to live anyway, even with a couple, if you're married or not. We just can't afford to pay $1,500 or $2,000 a month on just one apartment. Like even though like people are paying $1,000 to $1,500, right, for their apartment, it's not fair to the rest of us that like the boomers pay like $500 for their apartment. Why do we have to pay so much, like Gen Zers, on to cost of living is skyrocketing where our paychecks are staying the same? That's what I'm trying to get at. It's just it's a lot to unpack. California fires are destroying everyone's properties. And get this, I was cooking, making a video, like the other part of this huge YouTube video on the farm, and my microphone literally died. So I have 10 minutes of content that just got destroyed. But the thing is, we still have to keep going in life. So the California fires, or these insurance companies are pulling out, and they're not insuring these properties. So when we think about stuff burning down, like my farm, is that I couldn't imagine my farm being burned down to the ground. Like California, you gotta constantly worry about, like, not just like the high rent and all this other stuff you gotta worry about. That's crazy, but you guys also have to worry about your entire town apparently burning down to the ground in ashes, which is thanks to the government, I think, is causing these issues. But I really don't know of what actually causing these forest fires. They're saying it's arsonists or whatever it's going on. Now, the thing is that even though my farm is not in California, like these insurance companies are like, who will want to live in California when all these buildings are being burned to the ground? And these, if you don't know, it's January right now of 2025. So I may release this video in like the middle of 2025, like August. But the thing is, when the fires that are burning everything down to the ground, we got to truly think, like, do we want to work in society like that when we got to worry about constant, I would say, constant destruction, and everything destroying itself? I wouldn't want to live in that environment at all, and it's not fair for anybody to live in that environment. At least that's what I think. And the thing is, dating is becoming impossible in life. So when we ask a girl out, and the first thing we're thinking is happening is, are they going to call the police on us? When we ask a girl, like dating, like whether a man asks a woman or a woman asks a man, if they're calling the police on us, we probably did something wrong. So like when we think about like how to like date someone, like it's becoming impossible to even date someone. So like it's like when we ask someone out, they either ghost us, don't talk to us, or just completely ignore us. That's what my experience is with like dating so far. Unless you're super rich, then you get an easy pass. But then people want to take your money from you, so it's not like something that's like as easy as that. So I mean, the thing is, living in crisis every single day. I don't want to live in crisis every single day. Like I'm here. Like when I think in the morning, I think about protecting my farm. I'm thinking about protecting my chickens, my cows. Like protect the farm. That's what's going through my head. But when there's so much crisis going on in the world, with like California is like the houses burning down to the ground and constant destruction, and like when we ask a girl out, they're calling the police on us instantly. All like when I'm thinking about all I'm thinking about is protecting the farm. So like from like an outside entity or something, for like a attack on the farm. I couldn't imagine if someone tried to burn down my farm. Like that's like the thing, like like what I'm trying to protect is like myself, my cows, my chickens, like the animals. I'm trying to protect the animals. So if life is crisis every single day, like I'm not working a job when I'm on the farm, but I see people working two jobs. So when you're working two jobs, how are you supposed to even survive in life when we're thinking about constantly, like, how do we even date anybody when we're working two jobs? How are we supposed to date anybody, or even ask anybody out? Or people ignore us when we're trying to ask them out? It's just not fair. At least what I think. All like the secret society of lizard people. Like, not talking about the flat Earth or anything, but the lizard people that are shapeshifters. Like when I was talking about the UFOs and aliens and time travel and stuff like that. These lizard people that are either in politicians or billionaires, like you can tell because their eyes are constantly dilating or they're just looking green and stuff like that, like weird suspicious activity. But I can't be worried about the lizard people. I can't be worried about, like, the thing is, are they good or evil? Are they here for good reasons or bad reasons? I know they're out here. I know the lizard people are out here. I mean, I can worry about the lizard people and like the asking a girl out and she calls the police on me, or like the UFOs and time travelers in, people working two jobs. I can worry about all this stuff, but when I wake up on my farm, I gotta think about protecting myself and my cattle, like from an outside identity or outside attack that may be happen. So we gotta always prepare, like, to be successful in life. We got to prepare for the worst. We got to prepare for what can bad can happen, but we shouldn't be always be worrying about the what could bad can happen. But we need to look to, hey, like, what's the good things can happen in life, like what good things can happen versus what bad things to happen. Because if we constantly think about, like, okay, the lizard people are watching over us, they have bad intentions towards us. Like I said, money's evil. They're connected to all that, the creation of the dollar. They live for thousands of years. These lizard people among us, we don't even know, and they're in high. They're actresses and they're politicians and billionaires. We don't even know because we're not paying attention enough. It's a lot of impact. It's a lot to impact, but the things we got to impact and the things that we got to pay attention to is the things what's in our control. Like, what's in our control is what we can control, like happiness in our lives. But it's worrying. I'm not trying to worry about the worst, because the UFOs, like I heard from, like when I watch YouTube videos, is that these attack the like my crops and my cows and stuff like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me. Like when I'm in the nighttime, walking around at nighttime, and I'm shining my flashlight, sometimes I see my cows acting weird and stuff like that. I hopefully my cows are all right, but I think the cows are all right, but you gotta check on them. Like, are they looking normal? Are they looking evil? Like, what, like an evil cow can affect the rest of the cow? Like, what is actually happening on my farm? These all these other questions are going through my mind, especially like, is the lizard people controlling this stuff, or like what is going on my farm? This is what I'm thinking about at nighttime, and I wouldn't say it's crazy or thinking that I potentially am going crazy working on my farm. The thing is, you can't let people go tell you you're crazy, or like saying that evil is happening and you got to be prepared and all this other stuff. I don't know. I'm just living day by day, and the more prepared we are and the more we try in life, the more successful we be. The more we try in life, the more successful we will be in life. At least that's what I think. I mean, you can worry about all these other things in between of what's the crisis in life every day, but if you take life one day at a time, you'll find success in life. Also, especially when I'm working on the farm. Like I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I love everyone that's viewing me on the farm right now. Thanks, everyone. Love everyone. Bye bye.